Quite the weather we're having, don't you think?
Where are you taking me?
It really is much better if I just show you. Don't worry, we're nearly there. It's just ahead. Stand back. Please meet Highwing. Isn't she just magnificent? Go on, introduce yourself to her. But be careful. You must always show hippogriffs the proper courtesy before you approach them. I knew it! I don't think I've ever seen a hippogriff take to someone this quickly. You can feed and brush her if you'd like. I come and check on her every once in a while. Bring her pasties, tell her what's going on in the castle. You wouldn't know from looking at her, but she's a dreadful busybody. So, what did you think of Highwing?
I thought she was brilliant. Can't believe you introduced me to her.
I suspected you two might get along.
Are you the reason students have been seeing hippogriffs flying above the Forbidden Forest?
Perhaps. Did you know that once you earn a hippogriff's trust, they'll always be there for you? I've seen it firsthand with her.
How exactly did you and Highwing cross paths?
It's a longer story, but I rescued her from poachers a few years back. Got her to safety and, well, she was fine until recently. You may have noticed that poachers are something of a problem in the area, so I worry they could get her again. And I might not be there next time.
Professor Howin mentioned the poachers as well. She seemed to imply that we couldn't rely on the ministry to help.
I don't often agree with Professor Howin, but on that, I fear she's right. The poachers' influence is growing. I see them every day in the village, lingering, talking to people. They're up to something. I'm just not sure what.
That does seem strange. Sounds as if they're planning something.
Exactly. I think I'm going to look into it. Find out what's going on, what they're doing.
I think that's a fine idea. Information is power.
And the more I know, the better I can keep Highwing safe.
You seem undeterred. Will you let me know what you find out?
Oh, very well. I will. I should be going, but we'll speak again soon, I hope.
Hello, friend. I wonder if... Stop by the Three Broomsticks when you can. I would like your help with something.
Sometimes it seems all wrong.
Class, I've asked Deke to assist you in using the room to further your studies in that regard. Please meet him there when you can.
I've not in quite some time. I've been beside myself with worry. Could you meet me in the courtyard?
Hello, Serona. I received your owl. How are you?
Hello, my friend. Did you ever find Lodgok?
I did, thank you. In fact, we're working together to try and rein in Ramrock.
Are you? I suspected you and he would get along. Perhaps best I don't know details of your plans. And I shall refrain from telling you to be careful yet again. But I hope you will be.
Of course. Your owl mentioned you're needing my help with something?
I do. I thought you might be just the person to do a favour for my friend Dorothy Sprottle in Upper Hogsfield.
I don't believe I've met Mrs. Sprottle.
She's lovely. Her late husband Aidan was a friend of my father's. In fact, I'd stay with Dot and Aidan the summers I waited tables here as a student. I've seen her a few times since Aidan passed, but the pub's been so busy lately, I've not been as attentive as I'd have liked. I wonder if you might pop in and see her. She may need some help collecting ingredients for her supply of Wiggenweld potion. And you could retrieve something of mine in the process. A box, full of old letters and such.
Why does Mrs. Sprottle keep a supply of Wiggenweld potion on hand?
Dot's a skilled potioneer. She's been supplying travelling vendors with Wiggenweld potion. An ordinary precaution that has, unfortunately, become a necessity, what with Ranrock's loyalists disrupting the trade routes.
Why did Mr. and Mrs. Sprottle have your box of letters after all this time?
It's one of a few that I had when I was young. Dot found it when she was clearing out a closet. Can't imagine what's in there. Probably terribly theatrical. The ramblings of a teenage witch and her friends. You're welcome to take a peek inside, if you do find it. To be honest, I'd imagine it contains some lovely memories.
I'll try to go and see her when I can.
It would mean the world to me, and to Dorothy. Aidan was bringing the box of letters to me when he was taken ill. Dot can tell you where he might have dropped it. You'll find the hamlet just north of Hogsmeade. Please do give Dot my love.
How nice to see you, my young friend.
It's like a place right out of a storybook. This place has seen better days. Upper Hogsfield. Now where to find Mrs. Sprottle?
Shane Bardolph thought dark magic was the answer. I reckon Rookwood's played a hand in his disappearance.
Hello, Mrs. Sprottle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you.
Oh, dear Sirona, a gem. Has been for as long as I've known her.
She thought you might need help collecting ingredients for your Wiggenweld potion.
And she's correct. My darling Aidan used to collect Horklumps for me. Since he died, my supply has dwindled.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sprottle.
Oh, thank you. Love of my life. A bit lost without him. If you wouldn't mind gathering some Horklumps for me, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
I can certainly try and find some for you.
That would be wonderful. I'm worried about the travelling vendors and would love to get them more Wiggenweld potion.
Sirona also mentioned that Mr. Sprottle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill.
Indeed he was. I'd almost forgotten. I stumbled upon it just before Aidan died. He was hoping to go through it with Sirona over a butterbeer or two. Those two were always like two bowtruckles in a branch. Aidan took ill when he was collecting Horklumps on his way to see her. He made it home, but I fear he dropped the box in the cavern. The cavern is in the hills just southwest of our hamlet. You can gather Horklumps and collect the box of letters there.
Sirona said she lived with you during the summers when she was at Hogwarts. What was she like?
Oh, goodness. Well, she was almost exactly like she is now. Charming, good head on her shoulders, taking care of everyone. I can't tell you the fun we had when she and her friends would visit us during the year, all buzzing about, practicing charms. Talented group. Her friend Mirabelle was a genius in the garden. Learned it all from her muggle parents, if you can believe it.
Thank you, Mrs. Sprottle.
Thank you. I'll be here if you are able to collect those Horklumps. I and the vendors I help would greatly appreciate it.
I should dismount here. This must be the cavern Mrs. Sprottle mentioned.
Nothing to poach in Arrynshire except spiders. Not worth the trouble. You've had too much fire whiskey if you think you can outdo my take. Could hardly carry the sacks on that last raid. You can feed a beast, or it can feed you, if you get my meaning.
Trevicus Totalis. Descendo. Repulso. Accio. Expelliarmus. Confringo.
No.
Better have a look around, see if I can find that box of letters. That's all the Horklumps for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased. Confringo! Either I'll have to fight that troll, or avoid it altogether. Accio! Confringo! Glacier! Expelliarmus! Listen! Arresto momentum! Descendo! Defendo! Depulso! Levioso! Incendio! Expelliarmus! Confringo! Expelliarmus. Glacius. Depulso. Defendo. Incendio. Levioso. Depulso. Incendio. Levioso. Defendo. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Glacius. Accio. Expelliarmus. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Glacius. Expelliarmus. Defendo. Incendio. Depulso. That's all the whole clump. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased. Either I'll have to fight that troll. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Accio. Glacius. Defendo. Incendio. Depulso. Levioso. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Glacius. Accio. Descendo. Arresto momentum. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Protego. Stupido. Confringo. Accio. Glacius. Stupido. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Defendo. Incendio. Depulso. Levioso. Incendio. Defendo. Expelliarmus. Glacius. Confringo. Accio. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Glacius. Expelliarmus. Should think they felt that in London. Revelio. This must be Sirona's box of letters. I think that's everything. Sirona... I should find Mrs. Sprottle. She'll be glad to get these hawk lumps. Seems a pleasant enough little place. I should investigate.
Bardo Beaumont should have returned by now. Had by dark wizards he was.
Hello, Mrs. Sprottle. I have good news. I was able to harvest some hawk lumps for you, and I found Sirona's box of letters.
Oh, thank you. How wonderful. The travelling vendors will be thrilled to replenish their stock of Wiggenweld potion. And Sirona will be delighted to have those letters. How kind of you. Now you be careful heading back to Hogsmeade.
I should take this box of letters to Sirona. She'll be glad to have it back. Hogsmeade, here I come. Hello, Sirona. I have good news. I was able to provide your friend Mrs. Sprottle with some hawk lumps for her Wiggenweld potion, and I found your box of letters.
Oh, thank you. I knew you were the one to ask.
I wondered about some of the letters in the box.
Of course. It appears most of the letters were from fellow students.
One of the letters mentions Quidditch practice. Did you play?
I did. Was the Ravenclaw Seeker for 3 years. Oh, Merlin's beard. I adore Quidditch. Nothing like the feeling of catching the golden snitch when your team's down by 140 points. I'll never forgive Professor Black for cancelling it this year. I missed cheering for Ravenclaw.
I'm glad I could be of help. Mrs. Sprottle sends her best.
Don't know what I'd have done without her and Aidan. Thank you, again, for helping her. And for returning this box of letters. It's nice to reflect on good memories.
Adelaide Oaks, isn't it? I received your owl.
Yes, I'm Adelaide Oaks. Oh dear. You see, my Uncle Roland is a metal trader who's quite well known in the goblin community. He normally sends me owls every week when he's on his business travels. In his last owl, he alluded to dealings with those radical goblins, Ranrock's loyalists. It's been ages since that owl and I'm worried. What with the troll attack on Hogsmeade and the rumours that goblins may have been involved, well, I'm fearing the worst. Should I be worried about my uncle, or am I overthinking this?
I think you're right to be concerned, Adelaide. Your uncle may be in trouble.
You're much more understanding than Professor Weasley. She heard I was going to look for him and forbade me from leaving the grounds. She's convinced he can handle himself, but I can't concentrate on anything until I know he's all right. Could you try to find out for me? From what I hear, you're almost as adventurous as Uncle Roland.
I take it you and your uncle are close.
We are. My mother died when I was born, and I lost my father when I was 5. Uncle Roland's looked after me for as long as I can remember. He knows I get anxious when he travels, and that's why he sends me all the owls, to let me know that he's all right.
I'll try and look into it for you, Adelaide.
Thank you. He's very thorough in his record keeping, notes all his trades in a journal, makes maps. In fact, in his last owl, he drew me a map of his next stop. He'd planned to set up camp north of here. I do hope you're able to find out where he is. Thank you again for any help you can provide. Oh, Uncle Roland, what have you got yourself into?
I hope Adelaide's Uncle Roland is all right. She seems very worried. Adelaide mentioned her uncle's camp may be near Brockborough, past the river. Revelio. Could this be Mr. Oak's Ranrock's loyalists? Just ahead. Should I take them by
Pity, not quite.
Arresto momentum.
You explain
Descendo. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Accio.
That was meant for me.
Protego. Levioso. Defendo. Incendio.
Your acrobatics postpone the net.
Descendo. Arresto momentum. Expelliarmus. Glacius. Confringo.
Does anyone have any?
Levioso. Incendio.
I won't rest.
Defendo. Compulso. Levioso.
You don't
Accio.
know
Incendio. Expelliarmus. Now to find out what happened here. Adelaide said that her uncle kept notes of his trades, maps. Perhaps these landmarks were Mr. Oakes' trade journal. Revelio. Mr. Oakes' trade journal. Confringo! This looks intriguing.
Allow me to put you out of your misery. Protego!
Arresto momentum descendo. Defendo.
Protego! Cuprizo!
Stupid one.
Before I find you.
You will pay.
Thought you had me there.
Defendo.
Marvelous strike!
Capulso. Incendio. Levioso. Expelliarmus. A rock formation. That's the first landmark on this map. Now to find the crooked tree. A crooked tree, just as the map said. The crumbling tower shouldn't be far from here.
Now, where did I set my traps? Was it Lower Hogsfield or Upper Hogsfield?
And the crumbling tower. The spot on the map should be directly south of here.
What are you up to?
What do we have here?
Goblins will finally rule. What's that? Who's there?
Goodness. Not a party to attend by myself.
We'll reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Nice try.
Accio! Expelliarmus! Confringo!
I will make you. Oi, pass that fire with you.
I may have more luck higher up in the keep. Arresto Momentosendo! Defendo! Revelio!
Couldn't pay me enough to sit on it.
not the best place for an unaccompanied Revelio. A ladder. That's what I need. Arresto momentum. Depulso. Defendo.
Nice for the
Incendio. Revelio.
Any who oppose Ranrock will be eliminated.
This is the spot on the map. I'd best have my wits about me. Stone walls do a prison make. Some Petrificus totalis.
Oh, little moon.
Descendo. Lumos. Defendo. Levioso. Incendio.
I won't rest.
Defendo.
That it?
Depulso. Levioso. Defendo. Expelliarmus.
I will make you pay.
This looks like Revelio. What will we find in here? Revelio. Confringo.
It won't be long now. It's punishment to us all to have that miserable human around.
Incendio. Depulso. Expelliarmus.
That student
Confringo. Accio. Glacius. Expelliarmus!
I'll get you for that!
It looks as though Adelaide's instincts were spot on. You only have Ranrock to blame. Revelio. Alohomora. Expelliarmus! Confringo! Glacius! Revelio! Confringo!
Nothing over here. He'll learn his lesson after being locked away. You can count on that.
Petrificus Totalis. Revelio. Revelio.
I've never seen a sword like it.
A human's word is worthless. This prisoner owes us the metal we were promised. The area's still clear. If anybody cares. Enjoy suffering, do ya?
That's all.
Defendo.
Is the
Incendio. Levioso. Stupulso. Descendo. Arresto. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Crusader. Stupefy.
I won't rest.
Expelliarmus.
Dead.
Accio. Confringo.
I will make
Glacier. Protego. Confringo.
I should have been.
Boiler door. How to open it?
Think you're clever, too.
Accio. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Glacius.
You won't get away with that. Ranrock will lead us to victory!
Confringo. Expelliarmus. Accio. Glacius.
I won't rest until you're dead.
Revelio.
Seems the
Confringo.
This might be the best meal I've had in years. I mean it. I don't think I should need to eat again till next week.
Revelio.
But who wants to be swift?
Petrificus totalis. Your blood's on Ranrock. Revelio.
I say let him rot in the cage. He'll soon regret not bringing us the metal he promised.
Petrificus totalis. Arrest him. Glacius.
I do not.
Levioso. Defender. Incendio.
No!
Depulso. Levioso. Incendio. Defender. Revelio. Hello? Mr. Oakes?
Yes, I'm here. They've taken my wand. This cell has an enchanted lock. I have experience with these locks, but I need my wand if I have any chance of opening it. Look for a boiler door. I've heard them speak of it.
I need to find Mr. Oakes' wand. Where could it be? Incendio! Incendio!
One way or another, we'll get what we're owed.
Well, how nice of you to stop by.
Descendo!
Won't survive this, my young
Accio!
How can you do that?
Glacis! Accio! Confringo! Expelliarmus! Defendo! Incendio! Levioso! Depulso! Accio! Confringo! Almost! Depulso! Levioso! Defendo! Incendio!
You are but such an arrogance.
Protego! Stupid!
You have lost no.
Levioso! Depulso! Defendo! Incendio! Levioso! Depulso!
I've been fighting since before you were born.
Levioso!
There you are.
Defendo! Protego! Depulso! Incendio!
Kill spells glance off of me.
Depulso!
Not
Levioso!
once.
Defendo!
Get it.
Depulso!
No! I will make
Stupid! Incendio! Levioso!
just
Expelliarmus!
I shall avenge your death.
Too late for you to learn the error of your ways. Revelio. This must be Mr. Oakes' wand. Perhaps now he can set himself free.
Ask me my wand. I can't get out of this damn cell without it. It's my last hope. Please. Oh, my wand. Oh, thank Merlin. Thank you. You did it! I found my wand and... Wait, you're a student? Oh, we must get you to safety immediately. It's dangerous.
It's all right, Mr. Oakes. I've dealt with these goblins before.
Dear Merlin, you're either very lucky or very talented. Well, how did you find me?
I'm a friend of Adelaide's. She was worried about your business with Ranrock's loyalists.
Oh, she was right to be. I couldn't go through with the agreement, and when I told them, I ended up blindfolded and behind bars. Been locked in that infernal cell for so long, they'd forgot I was even there. I overheard things. If only I could reward you for what you've done. Blasted goblin stole every canut on me. All I can say is thank you. Truly.
Am I right that you speak gobbledygook?
Unbeknownst to Ranrock's fiends, I do. I've always had an affinity for goblin culture. Knew I wanted to be a metal trader ever since I was a lad. It wasn't easy learning the language. It's complex, and my memory's as weak as my knees these days. But after decades working with fine goblin folk, I grew fairly proficient. At least, I'd like to think so.
You mentioned you overheard things.
Sad tale, really. I think I know where Ranrock's unfortunate vendetta against wizardkind began. Although dragon breeding was outlawed by the Warlocks Convention of 1709, Ranrock stumbled upon an illegal dragon camp. He was young, found the creatures fascinating. He'd visit the camp in secret whenever he could, never making his presence known. After weeks of sly surveillance, he finally summoned the courage to speak to the wizard in charge. Ranrock wanted to join them, and the creatures. The wizard happened to drop his wand. Ranrock saw an opportunity. He picked it up, went to hand it back as a means of introducing himself. The sight of a goblin with a wand sent the wizard into an instant rage. He beat Ranrock nearly to death. Ever since, Ranrock has despised wizardkind, sees us all as cruel.
I'm grateful I was able to help you, Mr. Oakes. Adelaide thinks the world of you.
Oh, and I her. She's become quite savvy to my trading habits, always analyzing my detailed owls. If only I hadn't resorted to trading with such fiends. A lesson I shan't soon forget. Having my wand back is like being reunited with an old friend. I must return home and inform Adelaide of my safety. Will you be all right?
I'll be fine, Mr. Oakes. You get back to Adelaide. I assure you, her worries outweigh yours.
Oh, I'm anxious to see my dear niece. And then I plan to travel far from here for my next round of trading. Thank you. May life reward you justly for your deeds. Be well, my friend.
Mr. Oakes was lucky. Ranrock's lot would never have freed him. Confringo! I don't like the looks. Accio! This castle's hiding all sorts of secrets.